This is very New York weather. I was told it would be nice and cool here.
I'm not gonna let go. Thank you. You're gonna be fine.
She's gone.
What drew you to the subject of a teenage girl trying to find her way in the world of adults?
I suppose because that's how I feel. Much of the time, I don't know what's right or wrong, or what to do, or who to go to, or exactly what the right thing to do is when confronted with very serious issues outside of my experience. Why I turned myself into a 17-year-old girl, I don't know.
What about the casting of Anna Paquin as the central character Lisa? Was she your first choice, and what for you did she bring to the role?
Anna Paquin was my first choice. She had been in a play of mine a few years earlier when she was 19 while I was writing the script of Margaret, and I thought she was perfect for it right away. So I was about a third of the way through the script when I saw her in my play and in London, and from that point on I saw her in the role. By the time the film was ready to be cast, 4 years had gone by, so she was 23, so I was nervous that she might be too old, which fortunately she was not. But what she brings to it is this emotional intensity and this I really haven't seen very often, and in an actor, and this, she has a way of jumping forward with her full force without thinking about whether it's the right thing to do or not, and whether it's going to work, which is very rare in actors, and especially in young actors who, at least in America, tend to be very quiet and restrained and natural and sometimes very limited. And Anna also has a very good sense of humor, which I think is a requirement for the character, for almost any character. There's a line early on in the film where the boy who is in love with her says something to her, and she turns and she says, "Yes, Darren?" And of the 50 actresses who I auditioned, she was the only one who knew to say, "Yes, Darren." Everyone else said, "Yes, Darren?" or "Yes, Darren?" "Yes, Darren." She said, "Yes, Darren," because it was written in a self-conscious way, and she picked up on it immediately. She connected to the material so well, it was impossible to cast anybody else.
I know you feel a sense of responsibility about what happened, but you can't not do your homework, and you can't throw away your scholarship because of it. The bus driver probably has a family to support.
Do you remember me from the bus accident?
It's a tragedy. You cannot bring her back.
I'm talking about telling the accident investigators what really happened.
But you already talked to them.
I know that, but I lied.
You're gonna go home, you're gonna do your homework, and I'm gonna lose my job. And who's gonna take care of my family? You?
Well, you have the likes also of Matt Damon, Mark Ruffalo, Matthew Broderick in small parts. Were you calling in favors with those guys, or how did you manage to get such big names for small roles?
Well, they're all... Matthew Broderick and I are very close friends, and we work together whenever we can. And Ruffalo also, I met him through work, but we've become very close as well. I hope they wouldn't have done it if they hadn't liked the roles or felt comfortable doing them. Matt Damon had also been in a play of mine, and we were friendly, and we like each other's work very much, and I offered him, I said, "I have a movie, I want you to, it's a small part, but I think it's a good part." He said, "I don't care what it is, so I'll do it." And he did it without reading the script, which was very flattering. So I hope it wasn't calling in favors. I don't think I would have gotten to them if I hadn't been friendly with them or known them professionally, but I think they were very much, I think they had a good time playing the roles that they played, and sometimes it's nice for an actor to go work for a week, do something interesting, and go away, work on something else.
I just need to talk to somebody who doesn't completely misunderstand who I am or what's going on inside me.
I feel like you and I used to relate to each other really well.
I feel so bad about what happened, and I'm trying so hard to do something about it.
The worlds of one would leave me alive, and yet you will weep, and know why. It is Margaret you mourn for.
I've read a lot about the troubled gestation of the film, particularly disputes over the editing. Do you think there's a danger that viewers may think, if they're aware that there's a longer version, that they aren't seeing the real Margaret?
Well, there's a danger of misinformation in anything public of any kind in any field, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm very, very pleased the film that was released. There's going to be an extended cut on the DVD that I'm also very interested in and I like very much. It was fun to do, and I think that the two side by side might be interesting to look at, or perhaps the longer one is simply tedious and tiresome. I don't know, but I hope not. I can't help what people think. I can only try to do my best.
You Can Count on Me came out in 2000. It was a full 11 years before your next movie as director. I hope you don't have to wait so long for the next one.
Well, the only reason I would wait is because my daughter is 10 years old, and when you make a film, you don't see much of your daughter who's 10 years old. In about 3 years, she won't be speaking to me anyway, so perhaps I'll make another film then, or perhaps I'll try to make a film on an easier schedule so I can not be an absent father. My wife is also working now, so that's the only thing that's preventing me from jumping into something right away. But I have 3 film projects I'd like to do, and I would like to find some way to make films the way that they make them in other countries where they work normal hours, and the way Clint Eastwood or Woody Allen or certain directors in America have been able to do it. That to me is a rational way to live. It doesn't make sense to me to work for 14 hours a day when you could, over 50 days, when you could work for 8-9 hours a day over 70 days. It's the same, it costs the same.